Hello, I've missed you. It's been quite a while. I really appreciate the DMs and messages I've gotten from some of you saying that you've missed these live videos, and on YouTube that you've missed our posted videos. We've just been so busy here in the practice, just seeing a lot of patients, and I have not forgotten about you, but I wanted to put this on the calendar and get back to filming for you. And our first video of the fall season, I thought, should be about green beauty, because green beauty is just a hashtag, but also a movement. Green beauty is really kind of taking over. You can go to department stores, you can go to beauty boutiques, and you can see green beauty almost everywhere. But within the dermatology community, it's a hot topic because natural doesn't always mean non-irritating. We give the classic example of poison ivy. You know, that's natural, but your skin doesn't always love it. So I really wanted to talk through green beauty. I think it's something that interests a lot of people. Certainly in our practice, it's a topic that interests a great many people, and we're having an event this week where I created a protocol of plant-based products, and people are coming in and having facials and getting to experience plant-based peels and really potent products because they want to learn more about what they can do for their skin that may not be so heavily reliant on the conventional ingredients that may be more chemically rich, so to speak. So let's get right into it. So what does it mean to be green? Actually, it's a tricky question because the FDA does not regulate these claims for organic products. So where does that leave us? Well, we actually head over to the USDA. And USDA we think about when we're in the grocery store. Oh my gosh, our lights just went out. Now this is a very natural video indeed. It looks like I'm camping. Okay, they'll go back on in a second. So when we think about USDA, we can get into labeling of organic USDA products, and those have to be 95% USDA organic. There go the lights. Perfect. Thank you to my team. And that means that the USDA has rated those ingredients USDA organic, and the remaining 5% ingredients in the product are not available with an organic rating. It's very rare to find a USDA organic rated skincare product. Most products are rated contain organic ingredients, and that means 70% of the ingredients are organic, and the remaining 30% not organic and could be far from organic. And so that's where we get into the term greenwashing. Greenwashing means that a product may have a very planty label. It may look very much apothecary style or from someone's farm or kitchen, but inside you're in for a surprise. And I see this quite a bit where people purchase products in mass distribution, which means these products have to have a rather extended shelf life often, and they bring them into me and say, oh, this is my natural skincare, and when I look through the label with them, there's a high degree of synthetic preservatives. And what I care about as a dermatologist is how your skin is behaving. So when patients come in and see me and they're having skin irritation, the major culprits tend to be synthetic fragrance, synthetic preservative. And that's where green beauty really can be an asset in your skincare regimen, because the product lines that are really doing this diligently are looking to avoid synthetic fragrance and synthetic preservative. But what does this mean for you, the consumer? Well, it can be tricky to find those products because synthetic fragrance can mask a lot of the either just really neutral smelling products. So when you go shopping, I go and I watch when people are shopping for beauty products, they do the typical thing of like they'll put a little bit out on their hand and they'll smell it. And a lot of times what you're smelling is synthetic fragrance. Or you go shopping and you see a product that may have been on the shelf for a year, because that's how those stores manage their inventory. So when you don't have synthetic preservative, you may have a short shelf life, and once you open the product, you may have 3 months, you may have 6 months to use the product. So if you're moving into the realm of using these natural products, you have to shift your mindset a little bit, because, and here we have some fresh lavender that we're enjoying with our display here, but these natural fragrances, they smell lovely, but it's not as strong as a synthetic fragrance. And when you don't have synthetic preservative, you've got to use up that product. So once you open it up, you've got to move through it. And we have products here, such as from Audacité or May Lindstrom, that have a date on them, on the bottom, by which you need to use them. And if you're finding products that have these, they're called, fresh dates or birth dates on them, that's often a good sign in the world of green beauty that you're really getting a product that does not have these synthetic preservatives. So which skin types may benefit from these products? As I mentioned, if you're quite sensitive and reactive, avoidance of synthetic fragrance, avoidance of synthetic preservative, all of that is something that can be a benefit when you're highly reactive. But does that mean that you can never ever react to a natural product? No. And this is where some dermatologists, in fact, I was having this discussion just at a conference about a week and a half ago, some dermatologists think, well, you know, the conventional kind of old school products that have more chemicals in them, they can actually be much more predictable. And we know that skin isn't going to react. Well, a lot of those have been tested as hypoallergenic. And you decline that, I'm getting a call here. Just having everything happening. We're having the lights, we're having the phone. I'm just going to repeat myself because my phone was doing the most here. So some of the old products that had more chemicals over the years have been officially tested to be hypoallergenic. Some of these more natural brands, especially if they're smaller production, may not do that official allergy testing. And you can have allergens in these products. Some of the most common ones are actually the essential oils, because to use the lavender example again, this is beautiful, lovely, fresh lavender, but to make a lavender essential oil, you're pressing down a huge quantity of this to make a small amount of that oil. So that very condensed quantity of the fresh plant to make the essential oil is concentrating that ingredient. And when you put it on your skin, if you're someone who's sensitive to that ingredient, you're getting a big, big concentration. So certain essential oils, yang yang, peppermint, for some people actually lavender, certain ones can cause an allergy, and actually fresh aloe in certain people can cause what we call a contact dermatitis or a skin allergy. So when you try a natural product, don't think automatically, oh, there's no way I could ever react, this is natural. Just as your skin can react to other products, it can react to green beauty products. One good way to tell if you're experiencing a reaction is to take a small amount and place it on the forearm skin because it's thin, and if you get a rash in this area, it's a great signal to you that your skin just doesn't agree with it. So I like to mention that because I know some of my dermatology colleagues make that point a lot, that green beauty is not a recipe for success necessarily for sensitive skin. Another place that the skin can react is around the eyes. That's a very thin-skinned area, and some of the green creams can also produce reactions there. But we've had a lot of success with, again, synthetic fragrance-free, preservative-free eye creams that are from the green beauty grouping that does not have those with people who have very sensitive skin. Now, other skin types that may be interested in green beauty, we take care of a lot of patients here who've had cancer, breast cancer, since my husband takes care of reconstructive patients who've had breast cancer. A lot of times that's a time in life where people are really looking to avoid chemicals that they may think could be unnecessary in their regimen. And so where can you green your routine? This is a question I get asked a lot. So maybe you've had cancer, maybe you are pregnant or trying to become pregnant or breastfeeding and just looking to get out of your regimen what you can. So of course one way is to do a complete switch, but a lot of times I'm asked the question just about green the routine and what are the most significant switches you can make. So I often say just focus on the products that you leave on your skin. So a cleanser, you put it on, you rinse it off. So that's less potential absorption into your bloodstream than something that is staying on your body. So thinking about your moisturizers, thinking about your sunscreens, those are products that are a great first step to switch over to these products that have traceable ingredients. Now, of course, you can eventually switch over cleansers and everything as well, but the leave-on products are where I would really start. And again, masks, maybe you have those on for 10 or 15 minutes. That's kind of intermediate, right? That's in between the leave-ons and the rinse-offs. That might be the next place where you go in making that transition. Now, the brands that we carry here, I really vet them and talk to them about what kind of preservative, if any. Is it food grade if you're using some kind? Because a sunscreen, for instance, generally needs a little bit. But this one we carry here, this Josh Rosebrook mineral sunscreen, just has food grade preservative. And then most of the rest of these have no preservative. And often we find the people behind the brands have a very personal story. So Valerie Grandery, the founder of Audacité, she had breast cancer, and that was her motivation for starting the line, for instance. And having a person behind the brand who really drives that diligence about ingredient sourcing and traceability is very often the reason that these brands are so committed to it. Traceability is another important point with green beauty. Some of the brands that are labeling themselves as green, it's very hard to trace where their ingredients are coming from. And because there's not a huge amount of regulation with the term organic, you really want to try to learn about the products, the founder, the mission of the brand, and see if they're traceable. And by that I mean, is the ingredient portion that is called organic certified organic? Is it wildcrafted? All of these terms. If you're going to get into green beauty, you got to do your homework, because there's a lot out there that calls itself green, but really it's just mass produced, and they're doing the bare minimum to say that they're clean just to jump on the bandwagon. So, take home points. If you have something going on in your life where you are wanting to just minimize exposure to anything but plant-based ingredients, such as pregnancy, breastfeeding, recent diagnosis of a health concern, this can be a great step, because these products are such a joy to use. I think actually the absence of synthetic fragrance can be lovely. I think the natural ingredients smell great, but you're going to have to expect that the shelf life is going to be shorter. I think as a skincare lover, if you love something, you're going to use it up anyway, but just know that that is going to be a trade-off. If you're going to start stepwise, start with the products that you leave on your skin. Ultimately, you may want to change all your products, but start with the ones that you leave on. And don't forget your body. That's a lot of surface area. So the face is important, but don't forget body. And then don't forget about the potential for an irritant reaction. It's not impossible. We find generally these products are designed for sensitive skin, and we have not really seen a lot of these reactions, but I put that out there because sometimes people think, oh, if it's green beauty, there's no way I could ever have a reaction. Anything is possible. So for those of you who are going to be able to enjoy our wonderful event coming up Thursday and Friday, I'm excited for you. It's going to be great. There's going to be a natural peel with papaya and pineapple enzymes and naturally occurring alpha hydroxy acids, so glycolic acid that comes from sugarcane and lactic acid. It's going to be great. And then some wonderful products here from Audacité and May Lindstrom and Indy Lee and Ren and Tammy Fender and Josh Rosebrook and Kahina, and it's going to be awesome. So if you're not able to come in, if you're still on the wait list or didn't quite get in on that, you're always welcome to just come in and learn more about these products or contact us. We think that clean beauty is a great option to work into your regimen, or to make a switch and just try out for a while. I have a lot of patients who do high-tech things like laser or injectables, but also are really into just making these sorts of choices as a part of their regular routine. So I hope that this is helpful information. I've missed you all. I will be back more regularly. Happy start to fall. This was an exciting first video back with lights coming off and on and all of that, but we wouldn't have it any other way. And I look forward to being back with you again soon. So take care and have a happy start to the fall season.